Welcome back to the Eyes Discovery channel. Find yourself a comfortable sitting position to start your journey today. Today, we will explore a dramatic and captivating topic: 25 actors currently R.O.T.T.I.N.G in prison. Are you ready? Let's begin this journey of discovery right now. Number 1. Shannon Richardson. Known for her role in the film The Vampire Diaries, Shannon Richardson shocked the world in 2014 when she admitted to sending ricin-laced letters to President Barack Obama. These letters, originating from Shreveport, Louisiana in May 2013, were a terrifying attempt to cause harm. Ricin, a deadly toxin extracted from castor beans, was confirmed to have been recently purchased by Richardson. Initially, she tried to blame her husband, but later had to face the undeniable truth. Confronted with the prospect of a long prison sentence, Richardson opted for a plea deal to reduce her sentence. As a result, she was sentenced to 18 years in prison and ordered to pay $367,000 in restitution. This incident not only shocked the public, but also highlighted a worrying reality: the darkness that can lurk beneath the glamorous facade of celebrities. It serves as a painful reminder that even lives that seem perfect and glittering on screen can hide astonishingly dark secrets and wrongful actions. Number 2. Ryan Grantham's. Ryan Grantham's story is a haunting tale of a seemingly innocent child star's descent into darkness. The Riverdale actor stunned the world when he was sentenced to life in prison for the cold-blooded murder of his mother in their Canadian home. At only 21 years old, Grantham's culpability was unequivocal, as his own confession laid bare a chilling plot to assassinate Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and orchestrate a school shooting. Thankfully, authorities intervened before these sinister plans could be realized. While Grantham will be eligible for parole after serving 14 years, the shadow of his heinous actions will forever loom over him, serving as a grim reminder of the depths to which a troubled mind can sink. Number 3. Zach Avery. Zach Avery, known for his work as a producer on the film Minamata, was thrust into the spotlight for all the wrong reasons when he was convicted of wire fraud in October 2021. Operating under the guise of securing lucrative film distribution deals with industry giants like HBO and Netflix, Avery orchestrated a Ponzi scheme that hoodwinked investors out of a jaw-dropping $650 million. The deception was elaborate, with Avery promising hefty returns on investments supposedly earmarked for acquiring licensing rights to high-profile films. However, as investigations unraveled the intricate web of lies, the truth emerged: there were no such deals in place. Avery's scheme unraveled spectacularly, leaving a trail of financial ruin in its wake. Investors who had bought into his promises of Hollywood success found themselves defrauded of over $200 million. In a resounding display of justice, Avery was sentenced to prison and ordered to pay approximately $230 million in restitution. His fall from grace serves as a stark reminder of the consequences of financial deception and the importance of due diligence in investment ventures. Number 4. Michael Jace. Michael Jace, known for his role as Los Angeles police officer Julian Lohr on the FX drama The Shield, underwent a tragic transformation in 2014 when he committed the fatal shooting of his wife. The devastating incident occurred when Jace, in a moment of anger and desperation triggered by his wife, April, expressing her intention to divorce him, called the police to report that he had shot her. Intending to harm her, Jace pulled out a gun, but tragically ended up shooting her twice in the legs in front of their young sons. Jace faced trial for second-degree murder, during which his own son testified against him. Despite pleading not guilty, he was ultimately convicted in 2016 and sentenced to 40 years in prison. The news stunned fans of the actor, who had always portrayed virtuous characters on screen. However, revelations from close friends of the couple exposed a long history of domestic violence in their relationship. Now incarcerated, Michael Jace's story serves as a cautionary tale, highlighting the harrowing consequences of domestic violence and the critical importance of seeking help and intervention before it's too late. In prison, he is no longer able to inflict harm on anyone else, bringing a sense of closure and safety to those affected by his actions. Number 5. William Hayden. The narrative surrounding William Hayden, once a prominent figure on the reality TV show Sons of Guns, took a dramatic turn in 2014. Amid whispers of misconduct and abuse, his glamorous facade began to crumble. Allegations of sexual assault surfaced, tarnishing his celebrity status and signaling the start of his downfall. Despite vehement denials, mounting evidence painted a damning picture of a predator hiding behind a public persona. As rumors swelled, Hayden's world imploded, culminating in a shocking arrest that marked the zenith of his career. The ensuing legal battle became a battleground between truth and deception, with courageous survivors stepping forward to expose his atrocities. Their testimonies, filled with bravery and tenacity, shed light on Hayden's deep depravity and served as a beacon of hope for other survivors. Amid escalating tensions, the courtroom witnessed a riveting climax as Hayden was convicted on all counts and sentenced to life in prison without parole. While justice prevailed, the scars left by his crimes serve as poignant reminders of both the resilience of the human spirit and the unwavering pursuit of accountability. Number 6. Allison Mack. For years, Allison Mack projected an image of unwavering support for women's empowerment, alongside her acting endeavors and leadership in a multifaceted marketing firm. However, beneath the surface of this enterprise lurked a disturbing reality. In 2018, the FBI intervened, unveiling Mack's involvement in a harrowing case of sex trafficking and labor exploitation under the guise of DOS, Dominus Obsequious Sororium. The group clandestinely recruited women who were subjected to branding by its founder, Keith Raniere, and coerced into committing various acts against their will. Upon her arrest, Mack swiftly admitted guilt to charges of conspiracy and racketeering, seeking to mitigate her sentence. She collaborated with authorities, providing pivotal information that led to the apprehension of other key figures within the organization. Raniere faced the full brunt of justice with a hefty 120-year prison sentence, while Mack received a comparatively lenient punishment owing to her cooperation. However, public scrutiny intensified when Mack was granted early release in July 2023, reigniting debate about the efficacy of the justice system. Allison Mack's story serves as a sobering reminder of the complexities surrounding exploitation and the pursuit of justice in cases of manipulation and abuse of power. Prosecutors disclosed that their association began in 2014, with their sexual involvement allegedly starting in 2015. The complaint outlined unsettling details, including encounters at Drexel's Connecticut gym, purportedly during his girlfriend's absence. Their liaisons extended to various locations in New Jersey, from restaurant parking lots to outdoor settings. Prosecutors emphasized Drexel's alleged solicitation of explicit Skype conversations while the woman was unclothed, along with his possession of pornographic material featuring her. Facing serious charges, including producing pornographic content and traveling for unlawful sexual conduct, Drexel intends to plead not guilty, fervently asserting his innocence. These allegations have rocked both his fan base and the public, given his prominent status and past achievements on American Ninja Warrior. As legal proceedings unfold, Drexel awaits transfer to New Jersey, casting a shadow over his once gleaming career. Number 8. Calrashad Walker's. Calrashad Walker's rapid rise in Hollywood followed his standout performance in the 2018 film Superfly, where he embodied a pivotal character from the 70s era. Solidifying his presence, he featured in the 2017 drama Kings alongside luminaries like Halle Berry and Daniel Craig. However, Walker's flourishing career hit a devastating snag with the emergence of disturbing allegations in September 2018. Accused of sexual misconduct by 4 courageous models, Walker faced serious charges that tarnished his reputation. These women detailed how Walker exploited them under the guise of professional opportunities. Despite initially avoiding immediate consequences by posting a substantial bail of $1 million, Walker's fortunes changed in March 2019 when additional victims came forward with compelling evidence. Ultimately, Walker was convicted on 9 felony counts, and Superior Court Judge Joseph Brandolino sentenced him to 50 years in prison, mandating registration as a sex offender. His downfall stands as a sobering reminder that accountability is paramount, especially in the pursuit of justice for the vulnerable. Number 9. Joe Exotic. Joe Exotic soared to global fame after the release of the 2020 Netflix docuseries Tiger King, where he was depicted as a larger-than-life figure caring for exotic big cats at the Greater Wynwood Exotic Animal Park in Wynwood, Oklahoma. However, his time in the limelight came crashing down in September 2018 when he was arrested. Law enforcement revealed that Joe had allegedly attempted to hire 2 hitmen to murder fellow animal rights activist Carol Baskin, who had become his nemesis after accusing him of animal abuse. Investigations uncovered that Joe had reached out to an undercover FBI agent in December 2017, offering $110,000 for the hit. Carol further fueled the controversy by accusing Joe of killing and feeding her ex-husband, Don Lewis, to his tigers. In 2019, Joe was convicted for his crimes, receiving a 22-year prison sentence. He was found guilty on 2 counts of attempted murder for hire and 17 federal charges of animal abuse, including the killing of 5 tigers and falsifying zoo records. However, to Carol's dismay, Joe was not convicted for her husband's disappearance. In January 2022, Joe had his sentence reduced by 1 year, resulting in a 21-year prison term instead of the initial 22. Despite this, the saga surrounding Joe Exotic continues to captivate audiences with its twists and turns. Number 10. Skyler Julius-Dion. Skyler Julius-Dion, once celebrated for his role in Power Rangers, took a dark turn when his acting career faded, opting for a path of crime. In 2004, he gained infamy for the brutal murder of Thomas and Jackie Hawks from Prescott, Arizona. The couple innocently sought to sell their beloved boat, only to vanish mysteriously. It later emerged that Skyler, alongside his wife Jennifer Dion, orchestrated the theft of the boat for themselves. Tragically, the robbery turned into a nightmare for the Hawks as they were bound and thrown into the sea, never to be seen again. For years, Skyler managed to evade capture until one of his accomplices confessed to the authorities, leading to his arrest in 2009. He was sentenced to death for the severity of his crimes. However, due to being in California, a state where the death penalty was blocked, the sentence was never carried out, adding another layer to the story. In 2009, Skyler began hormone replacement therapy to transition from male to female. Now known as Skyler Preciosa, she has undergone a significant transformation since her days as a notorious criminal. However, the memory of her heinous actions still lingers. Number 11. Paul Teutul Sr.'s legal challenges. In the journey of a famous businessman, encountering challenges and legal risks is often inevitable, and Paul Teutul Sr., founder and CEO of Orange County Choppers, is no exception. Amidst his remarkable successes, he has also overcome legal hurdles, making his journey not just about building a company but also about resilience and determination in an unforgiving business landscape. Let's learn about the challenges he faces and how he continues to grow and succeed in the motorcycle manufacturing industry. Number 12. Zara Phian's abuse case. Zara Phian, beloved former actress and member of the Marvel Universe, faced charges of abuse of a young girl in 2022. According to the victim's testimony, Zara provided alcohol to an underage girl and then forced her to commit shocking acts. Since then, both Zara and her husband Mark had treated the girl poorly, leading to serious legal consequences. Zara was charged with 14 counts of inappropriate behavior towards the young girl, while her husband Mark was charged with aggravated assault of another young girl. In the end, Zara had to spend 14 years in prison, and Mark had to spend 5 years in prison. However, Zara only received 8 years in prison because the judge did not expect that she was not the mastermind behind the exploitation that Mark actually led. The judge firmly affirmed during the trial that Mark was the initiator and main judge of this case. During her confinement, Zara performs tasks such as cleaning the prison and hopes to be released soon due to good behavior. Number 13. Amy Locane's tragic turn. Amy Locane, the sweetheart of 90s cinema, was once a darling on the silver screen, but her life took a tragic turn. No longer stealing hearts with her on-screen charm, she now resides behind bars, serving time for aggravated manslaughter. It was a fateful night in June 2010 when Amy, after indulging in late-night drinks at a barbecue party, made the ill-fated decision to drive home. Ignoring speed limits, she raced at 53 miles per hour in a 35 miles per hour zone. Tragically, her reckless driving led to a collision with the car of Fred Seaman as he pulled into his driveway. Fred survived the crash, but his wife Helen was not as fortunate. Authorities swiftly arrived at the scene, testing Amy's blood alcohol levels, which were found to be 3 times the legal limit. She was brought to trial, where a jury sentenced her to 3 years in prison, a lenient punishment considering the life she had taken. However, to the relief of the Seaman family, the case was reopened, leading to a revised sentence of 5 years in prison in 2019. Despite attempts to avoid incarceration through appeals, Amy's fate only worsened. An appeal resulted in an extended sentence of 8 years for second-degree vehicular homicide. Currently, Locane awaits parole with a year left before she becomes eligible for release. Number 14. Jared Fogle's fall from grace. For 15 years, Jared Fogle captivated hearts as a beloved fast food spokesperson. His remarkable tale of shedding 250 pounds through Subway sandwiches inspired many. Soon he became a familiar face on screens, appearing in Sharknado 2 and even getting his own episode on South Park. However, in 2015, public opinion took a drastic turn against Jared as the truth about him began to unravel. It started with a Florida radio show host known as Herman who bravely exposed Jared's disturbing behavior. As a mother of 2, Herman's maternal instincts led her to record conversations with Jared, revealing unsettling requests. Although these recordings weren't admissible in court, Herman persisted, eventually becoming an informant. Jared's downfall came when the FBI arrested Russell Taylor, and incriminating evidence, including material sent by Jared, was found on Taylor's computer. Facing a potential 50-year sentence, Jared opted for a plea deal, reducing his prison time to 15 years. It marked the end of his once glorified career, serving as a sobering reminder of betrayal and the consequences of wrongdoing. Number 15. Harvey Weinstein's legal battles. Harvey Weinstein, the renowned producer behind movies like Pulp Fiction and The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, was once a towering figure in the film industry. However, his empire crumbled in 2017 when the New York Times and The New Yorker shed light on his dark side. Numerous victims came forward, bravely recounting how Weinstein had exploited his power for sexual favors. Despite his efforts to silence them using his influence, a wave of brave confessions from multiple women prompted authorities in New York and Los Angeles to launch investigations. Weinstein faced his first trial in Manhattan in January 2020. By the end of the following month, the disgraced director was found guilty on charges of third-degree rape and first-degree criminal sexual act, 2 of the original 5 charges. He was subsequently sentenced to 20. Number 16. Todd and Julie Chrisley's legal troubles. Todd and Julie Chrisley gained international fame with their reality TV show Chrisley Knows Best, which debuted in 2014. The series offered a glimpse into the daily lives of the Chrisley family, portraying their comfortable lifestyle resulting from Todd's entrepreneurial and real estate ventures. However, their facade of success crumbled when they became embroiled in an illegal quagmire, facing charges of conspiracy, bank fraud, tax evasion, and wire fraud, which surfaced on August 12, 2019. Following a trial that concluded on June 7, 2022, the Chrisleys were dismayed to be found guilty on all counts. Todd is currently serving a 12-year sentence at FPC Pensacola, while Julie awaits the end of her 7-year sentence at FMC Lexington, Kentucky. Yet fortune smiled upon them in 2023 when the court agreed to shorten their prison terms. Todd is slated for release in 2033, while Julie will regain her freedom in 2028. New evidence led to Joseph's arrest in October 2008. Facing trial and confronted by his victim's testimony, Joseph was initially looking at a staggering 275 years in prison. However, the trial took place in 2011, 21 years after the assault, exceeding the statute of limitations. Consequently, Joseph couldn't be tried for the original offense but was instead sentenced to life in prison for charges of torture. Sadly, incarceration failed to rehabilitate Joseph as he ended up murdering his cellmate, Michael Thomas Graham, at Wasco State Prison in California, just a month into his sentence. While believed to have acted in self-defense, Joseph now faces an additional 2 decades behind bars on top of his initial sentence. Thus his life has become a tragic tale of legal entanglements and violent consequences. Number 18. Jen Shah's fraudulent scheme. Over the years, numerous actresses have graced the popular reality series The Real Housewives. However, Jen Shah from The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City stands out not for her acting prowess but for the shadowy means by which she amassed her wealth. For years, Jen managed to evade U.S. authorities, but her criminal activities came to a halt in 2021 when she and her assistant Stuart Smith were indicted by the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York. Jen and Stuart had been partners in crime since 2012. Operating a telemarketing business targeting elderly customers with non-existent products and services. Their fraudulent scheme flourished until 2021 when the FBI intervened. Initially pleading not guilty to charges of conspiracy to commit money laundering and wire fraud, both eventually found themselves with limited options. With the weight of evidence against her, Jen opted for a plea deal in 2022, admitting to wire fraud. She received a 6.5-year prison sentence for her crimes. This marked the end of her fraudulent activities and serves as a reminder that ill-gotten gains eventually lead to consequences, regardless of one's status or fame. Child pornography and 1 count of possession of child pornography. Despite pleading not guilty to both charges, he was released on bail only to face conviction in December 2021 on one of the counts. In May 2022, Josh received a sentence of 151 months in prison, roughly equivalent to 12.5 years behind bars. Although his defense team argued for leniency, citing his lack of prior charges, the prosecution pushed for the maximum sentence. They highlighted Josh's extraordinary efforts to obtain and view sexual abuse materials, emphasizing the disturbing nature of the content he consumed. As a result, Josh Duggar will remain incarcerated until October 10, 2032, serving his time for his heinous crimes. His fall from grace serves as a stark reminder of the consequences of exploiting the vulnerable and preying on the innocent. Number 20. Stony Westmoreland's sting operation. Stony Westmoreland, once a fixture in the glittering world of Disney's Andy Mack, found himself in a whirlwind of trouble back in December 2018. The accusations were serious, attempting to lure a young man, a charge he eventually pleaded guilty to. But this wasn't just any ordinary sting operation. It was a high-stakes game orchestrated by the federal authorities using a clever ruse on Grindr. They baited Stony, enticing him with the promise of a rendezvous. Little did he know, his plans to meet the young man would lead him straight into a legal quagmire. Stony's defense argued that his intentions were innocent, mere adult conversations with an assumed adult, but the gravity of the charges loomed large, threatening to unravel his once promising career. Facing the possibility of a decade behind bars, Stony chose a path of negotiation. In a bid to mitigate the damage, he entered a Number 21. Danny Masterson's conviction. Danny Masterson, formerly celebrated for his role in That 70s Show, now faces the grim reality of a lengthy prison sentence. In a watershed moment, Masterson received a 30-year sentence for the sexual assault of 2 women. Shockingly, 4 additional women stepped forward, accusing Masterson of assaults that occurred between 2001 and 2003, alleging premeditated drugging prior to the attacks. The compelling testimonies of the victims ignited a swift investigation, uncovering the grave repercussions of Masterson's actions. Controversy arose when the Church of Scientology, of which he is a member, allegedly extended protection to him. Members of the church reportedly harassed the courageous women who came forward, resorting to invasive measures like surveillance and vandalism. Despite legal hurdles, justice ultimately prevailed. Masterson faced trial in 2022, though the jury remained deadlocked. However, at his retrial in May 2023, he was definitively found guilty. Even a motion for a new trial, presented by Masterson's defense team, was summarily denied by Judge Jessica Barajas. Thank you for watching. Please like and share this video and subscribe to our channel, Eyes Discovery. See you in the next video. Until then, bye.